Welcome back, guys. This is our latest mock test video. This was recorded last week, which was end of July 2023. You're going to see a couple of serious faults, a couple of minor faults. We've got the stop sign up in Eastport Street. We've got entering a roundabout at the train station roundabout using a shield, which is sometimes okay, sometimes it's a bad idea, and overall a few minors. So let's jump straight in. A normal stop on the left here, just behind the parked car. For some reason, this exact location, people seem to always get too tight and too close to the curb. This time it was fine, there was no fault. But if you are asked to do this, what they call an angle start, moving off at a bit of an angle with the car parked in front of you, don't get too tight with the car and don't get too tight with the curb. But on this occasion it was all fine. This roundabout, the instruction was to turn right, third exit, that's following the A823N for north. Learner manages this absolutely fine. On, round, over, all the checks, all the signals were good, can't complain. Good bit of speed on this road as well. Next instruction was to follow the signs towards the city centre. Not very clear on the road signs here, so turning left, first exit. Now we're turning left, taking the first exit towards the city centre. This is Eastport Street. And as you come in here, notice the 20 miles an hour signs on both the left and the right there. Now the speed of the car actually gets up to 26 miles an hour before I had to say we need to get that speed back down. So just a straightforward speeding issue. They didn't see the 20 signs on the way in. No problems here with this zebra crossing, but as we get along towards the end of this road, there were a couple of faults. So it's quite typical that this route would be on the independent drive, so maybe you're just getting told to follow the main road ahead. So there's signs on your left there meaning no right turn, and we can't go straight on towards the pedestrianised zone, so you have to turn left at the end of the road. Now there was no issues with this zebra, but there was a left signal that was missed here, and the good news is they do come to a stop. You can see that that's the car just stopped now, but you're only meant to stop for a few seconds and then move on round and stop again at the zebra if you need to. But this entire time that we're sat waiting at the stop line for people on the zebra crossing. So the two faults here: signal left, just to let people know that you're coming round, and once you've done a stop for a few seconds at the stop line, come on round and wait again if you have to, exactly where the position is now. Now I've marked this as serious because we had a car who was forced to wait behind us. Different examiners will mark it in different ways. So the head down, round and towards Bothwell Garden on the Netherton Broad Street approach. That's where we're headed now. And the next fault comes when we get along towards the next roundabout. Now, the next fault that we have here is when we come up to this roundabout. If you look into the mirror, the rear view mirror, you're going to see this silver people carrier vehicle coming up. So the learner is going into the middle lane, they do that fine. This silver car comes up beside them. So right now, the middle and the right lane is occupied. Now the fault here was that the learner driving my car decides to go at the exact same time as the car beside us, that silver car, but they didn't have a good view. The view was blocked by the silver van there. They get away onto the roundabout a little bit quicker than my learner did. So had it not been safe to go there and they couldn't see it was safe because of that, they would have been exposed to whatever was coming round the roundabout when that silver car got ahead of us. So I call that using a shield, or entering with a shield. If it's a big, slow vehicle, such as a bus or a truck, and they're beside you on the right hand side and they start going on to the roundabout, it should be fairly safe for you to go on with them. They will shield you from whatever's happening, and they're not going to get away from you. You're going to hopefully be either the same entry speed or higher than them. But if it's a car, especially maybe a fast moving car or a sporty car or some, chances are they're going to enter quite quickly. So in that sense, not a good idea. Wait till you've got a better view before you go. Making their way now up towards the Holbeath Drive. Quick fit crossroads, turning right, no problems here. They managed to get in and round without a problem. The instruction given here was to follow the signs towards Crossgates. Now that is a right turn, third exit on the next spiral roundabout. So the learner moves into this lane, which was fine. The fault, and it wasn't a serious fault, it was a minor fault. The fault was for not putting the right signal on approach, and the reason it was just a minor fault was because when they got onto the roundabout and they were starting to make their way round, they remembered on their own. The learner remembered and they put the signal on. From memory, I think it came on about here. So minor fault, just for being a bit late with the right signal. Everything else they did here was fine. They managed to get over and exited the roundabout, no problem. So they exit this roundabout fine. And the next instruction they're given is to pull up on the left in a safe place. So they do that here. Nothing wrong with the way they bring the car to a stop. They did their mirrors, their signal, they get a nice position on the left, and they come to a stop. Now they get told straight away, when you're ready, when it's safe, move on again from here. So they do all the correct observations all round. They find an opportunity to get moving, but you can see the white car coming towards them there. There's a bus behind them. Although it wasn't an inconvenience to any of those people, they didn't signal to move off. And we always say the golden rule for moving off and stopping is you should apply your indicator if someone else would benefit from it. So not a big problem, not a serious fault, a minor fault for not indicating your intentions for moving off. So skipping forward now, they make their way through towards Cowdenbeath. They've came up the high street and they're turning right at these traffic lights. They do well here to just sit and wait at the line and let the two cars ahead of them get round and in. No problems with that. The instruction here was to head into the car park any way they liked. Pick a bay. Any bay at all. So they made their way down the front and it was fine. They managed to navigate their way around. And they eventually chose a spot to do their bay park. It was a forward bay park and they chose to come in here to this section and they did it on the right hand side. I can't show you this from the screen, but there was no issues, there was no fault at all, it was fine. So at that point they were told to just reverse out of the bay and head towards the exit of the car park. They've done this no problem. From here they made their way back towards their house, so I won't take the clip any further because obviously we're not finishing at a test centre, we're finishing at someone's house and you don't need to know exactly whose test this was and where they live. So this is the end of the mock test video. I hope it has been helpful. Let us know in the comment section. See you next time. Thank you.